Why would he want to kill me?
Angel, I'm not in a very good mood.
You wouldn't shoot me for a lousy $100, would you?
You sure you don't want me to stay? Oh, fishing, buddy.
People kill because they don't like their zip code.
Oh, come on. How often?
Once is all it takes, Dennis.
Yo, I'd just feel better if you told me what you were going to do.
No, you wouldn't.
Shoot him, Jimmy! Shoot him! Hold the police!
This is Jim Rockford at the tone. Leave your name and message. I'll get back to you.
Hi. Just want to put your mind at rest. Found your address book in the theater last week. It's in the mail. By the way, Carol's okay. But Linda...
Passengers holding reservations on this flight proceed to gate 27 for check-in. Delta Airlines flight 288 to Atlanta and Miami.
Did you have a good flight?
Beg your pardon?
You're getting to be a regular, aren't you?
Sorry, I don't understand.
I'm with TCA Reservations. Detroit, St. Louis. Now you're coming in from Miami. In 1 month, that makes you a regular.
You must handle thousands of people. You couldn't possibly remember each name and destination.
Well, I don't remember them all, just some.
Well, in this case, you're mistaken.
Wasn't it about 2 weeks ago?
I'm telling her you're wrong.
I'm sorry. I thought it was right after that holiday weekend.
Never been to Detroit.
Gate 27 for check-in. PSA flight 641 to Santa Barbara, Los Angeles, and San Diego is now in the final boarding process at gate number 2. All aboard, please.
I didn't know what to do.
It's okay.
I was afraid to go home. I was afraid to go back to my car. Not that it would have done me any good. I lost my keys, my bag, everything.
All right, don't worry about it. Everything's gonna be all right. I'm here.
I couldn't even buy a cup of coffee.
It's been that kind of a day, huh?
I'm sorry. I guess I could have handled this better.
You're doing just fine.
I'm not so sure. I've never been so scared in all my life.
Did you talk to cops? What'd they make of it? Attempted rape? Mugging? What?
They didn't know. They searched the area and said my handbag was gone, but I don't know, I guess it could have been robbery, but anybody could have taken it. I'll tell you, if that car hadn't come along. You know, Jim, how I felt tonight? Mortal. No, I mean, I know I am. We all are, but we all walk around acting like we're immortal.
Well, you gotta watch that kind of thinking. That's the kind of thinking that'll have you rushing into a burning building, or trying to stop a runaway train, or...
Missing your shuttle.
What?
Oh, the employees' parking lot is over on the north side of the field. They have a shuttle, and it runs every half hour. I missed it, so I cut across the main line. I seem to be making a lot of mistakes tonight. You know, I even had an argument with the passenger. I mean, I've never done that in my life.
Well, we better get you home. We'll check out your horoscope in the morning paper, all right?
Okay. Jim, honestly, I'm all right.
I just don't think you ought to be alone.
Well, my roommates are out of town.
How many you got?
5, counting me. They're always out of town. That's one of the nice things about living with stewardesses. Minimum expense and maximum privacy.
Well, I still don't think you ought to be alone.
Why?
Personal opinion?
What do you mean?
All right. Your purse is missing, right? Your driver's license is in your purse, right?
And my address is on the license.
Right. I'll take the couch.
What about tomorrow night?
Oh, well.
And the night after that?
Well, it's natural for you to be nervous the first night, but you get over that.
Not with somebody babysitting me. Look, I'd love you to stay. But not tonight, okay? Anyway, I'm sure whoever stole the bag ditched the ID right away, and all they wanted was the money.
All right. But if you hear any sounds go bump in the night, or you decide you don't like the sound of silence, I'm just a couple of minutes away.
And a good friend.
You sure you don't want me to stay? Yeah?
Jim, there's somebody in the house. I can hear them downstairs.
Where are you?
Bedroom.
Lock yourself in.
I have.
Call the cops, and I'm on my way.
out there.
Shh. Stay here. Where is he? Somebody call the cops.
What's wrong out there? What's the matter?
All right. I think he's gone.
He tried to kill me. Why would he want to kill me?
You sound like you know him.
I don't. Not really. It was dark and I can't be sure. And it doesn't make any sense. But I think it was Mr. Farrell.
I don't believe in coincidence, Dennis. Neither do you. Now, there were 2 attempts on her life, and I believe they were both connected. If you could just find the bullet.
We can't.
Well, if we could get a ballistics check, we could get a positive ID. Now, there was 1 shot. The whole place came alive, and the guy took off. What do you think, Dennis, huh?
Well, I think you lead a very exciting life.
Oh, come on, Dennis.
You know the way out. It was nice meeting you, Miss Genevieve.
Wait, where do you think you're going?
Home. Well, just maybe I'll get a couple of hours sleep before I have to come back here tomorrow.
Are you sore because I woke you up?
You bet I'm sore. You know, there's other guys in the same line of work. Some of them even worked a night shift.
I thought he was a friend.
He is. He just has to get his full 8 hours.
You made a police report. Why call me?
I thought you'd take a personal interest.
Good night, Jim.
Well, wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? You're not going to do anything?
What can I do? Look, I'm sorry. I know you're scared, and I'm sorry. But 3 black and whites rolled onto the scene. They fine-sifted your place, and they didn't come up with anything. Now, what am I supposed to do?
Well, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but on an attempted murder, I think you could start with an APB.
An APB on a man neither one of you can identify driving a car neither one of you can identify.
It was Mr. Farrell.
You willing to swear to that?
Well, it was dark.
Swear under oath?
No, I can't swear. But it looked like him, and we'd had that argument.
Well, airline passengers don't kill reservation clerks because they said hello or because they couldn't get a window seat.
Well, now, what police manual says that? People kill because they don't like their zip code.
Oh, come on. How often?
Once is all it takes, Dennis. Hey, come on. I know you don't have enough to book him on, but at least you could call him in for questioning, sweat him a little bit.
I thought you weren't going to tell me my job.
Well, I changed my mind.
Look, Jim, if I thought you had anything, you know I'd help you. But what you've given me is solid smoke. And besides, Farrell is a lousy candidate for assassin.
I don't care what the computer says. Nobody is that clean.
Timson Farrell is. He cut his teeth on good conduct medals. We don't even have him for a parking violation. He wears 3-piece suits, goes to Chamber of Commerce lunches, takes out half-page ads in a phone book.
Is that all it takes? An advertising budget? Wash, rinse, and spin dry? Come on.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Don't thank him. He didn't do anything.
He got out of bed.
I guess I got everything covered. I'll pick up Angel, and you 2 know what I want you to do.
No.
Yes. He means we stay out of the way till it's all over.
Till what's all over?
Well, he hasn't quite gotten to that part yet.
Rocky, Becker can't move against Farrell until he has some kind of proof that Farrell is a potential killer.
The killer?
Yeah, I'm going to give him that proof.
How?
By using the right bait.
Me?
No. Hey, look, don't worry about it, huh? You're sure that the man who attacked you was Farrell. I'm sure that when he took a shot at you, he wasn't just trying to scare you, he was trying to kill you.
You know, it seems to me that what you're talking about is really police business. It seems to me that the police ought to be the ones out throwing bait and catching killers and stuff.
Yeah, it does seem that way, doesn't it? I don't know if Farrell saw me outside your apartment last night or not, but it really doesn't matter. I just have to cut myself in so that he knows that he has to deal with me.
You know, I'd just feel better if you told me what you were going to do.
No, you wouldn't.
I don't like it.
Rocky, you don't even know what I'm talking about.
I don't have to. I don't like it.
Okay, you 2 can get started.
Yeah, there's no hurry.
Rocky, I got a couple of things I got to wrap up.
It don't
here.
matter. Laura and I, we don't mind waiting a while, do we, Laura?
No, of course not.
Okay, Rocky.
See? I told you I didn't like it. I told you.
It's all right. I'm not too crazy about it either. Come on, come on.
Huh? What do you say? Is this what you asked for? Huh?
Yeah, perfect. I couldn't done better myself. How much?
Look at that. You said no neighbors, right? Well, right over here is an empty lot, and right on this side is an empty house, huh?
All right, Angel. How much?
Listen, I got all the papers here, and all signed, legal, binding.
Angel.
Well, you know, Willie wasn't in love with the idea of renting it in the first place. Well, I mean, a man's home is, but it's because you were friends with Quentin. He said, say hi.
Hi. How much?
$100 a day.
Angel. $100 a day for that chicken shed?
You said it was perfect. The key is under the mat.
All right, Angel. If I had the time, I'd go rent one on my own, but I don't have the time. If I did, I would. So you got yourself a deal, huh? Now, I'm going to remember it. And when this whole thing is over, I'm going to have a little talk with Willie. See how much of that 100 sticks to your greedy little fingers, and then he's going to remember it.
Jimmy, you don't have to talk to Willie. Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, I don't have a car.
I thought I lost you. You just made a delivery at Farrell's and a pickup, right?
Listen, you got a complaint?
A pickup, right?
So?
I knew it. She's lying. She always lies. She lies just to cover her mistakes. I don't know why Mr. Farrell keeps her around.
Hey, buddy, this kind of dialogue you can have with your bartender now. I just carry the mail.
Yeah, well, I make out the bills. You see, I am Mr. Farrell's accountant. Now, there was a bill on my desk addressed to Norbert Mills. I remember making it out because it was for a strike on an 1858 Flying Eagle. Now, it's gone. She says she didn't mail it, but I know she did. Well, I can't bill him again. You can't bill a man like Mr. Mills twice.
So, you want me to look, huh?
Hey, would you do that? Thank you. I appreciate it. I know what's here. Now, there's more. Reed, Watson, Philbin. Howard Philbin said you was best in town.
Oh, that's very kind of
He
you.
carried on so much about you, I figured if I couldn't talk to you, I just wouldn't talk to anybody. I called in yesterday. They said you was out of town.
Yes.
I'm from Ponca City myself. Well, not now. I mean, I'm living out here now.
Well, Mr. Taggart, I'm afraid I'm a little pressed for time.
Well, of course you are, being out of town so much and all.
Well, I travel extensively. It's part of my business.
Yeah, must be nice. Well, unless you got a family. Where to this time?
Are you interested in commemoratives, Mr. Taggart?
Darned if I know. I don't know what they are.
Oh, well, you were examining this before. Commemorative commemorates a special occasion or person. You see, if you're interested in numismatics as historic...
Actually, I was just looking for a birthday present for little Ralph. That's my sister's boy. I'm a practical man, so I figure if you got something that'll hold its value and maybe hold the boy's interest.
Well, Mr. Taggart, my clerk is more than capable of assisting you in that.
Howard Philbin said I should talk to you. Now, I'm willing to go as high as $50.
Just a moment, please.
Mr. Farrell asked me to show you some Liberty heads, token coins, very general selection. Inexpensive but interesting. It is for a beginner, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Mr. Farrell said that...
He had to make a phone call. He'll be right with you.
No trouble at all. As a matter of fact, I may have misunderstood. I thought he said that you had recommended me to him. Jim Taggart. I see. Well, thank you very much. I'm sorry if I've been any trouble. Goodbye, Mr. Philbin.
All set and ready to go. If that don't please the boy, there's just no pleasing him. Now, this is a counter check. I just opened my account at the bank, so I don't have the checks with my name and address on them, but the money's there. You can call and check them if you like.
Well, that won't be necessary, Mr. Taggart. I'm sure we'll be seeing you again.
You can count on it, Mr. Farrell. Ma'am.
Susan. I want you to call the bank. I want to talk to somebody in new accounts.
Against the wall. Hands up. Don't move. Okay, turn around slowly. Angel? What are you doing here?
You wouldn't shoot me for a lousy $100, would you?
I ought to shoot you on general principles. Now, what are you doing here?
I happen to be in the neighborhood.
Angel, I'm not in a very good mood.
Okay, I'm not sunshine and lollipops myself. You know how far I had to walk this morning?
What are you doing here?
I figure you got a game going, huh? Pay me $100 for a place that ain't worth $20. Quiet, no neighbors. I want in.
Oh, you're in. Now get behind that couch over there and stay put, huh? I think I heard a car. Well, move! Where are you going?
I want to leave.
You can't, Angel. I'm expecting another visitor. I don't want you to spook him.
Jimmy, I want to leave. What are you doing sitting over there holding a cannon? You planning a shootout? Is that what you're doing? I don't like that kind of thing.
I don't either. We're not going to have a shootout, Angel. It's going to be a nice, quiet citizen's arrest. Now, if I'm right, in a few minutes, that door's going to open. Mr. Farrell is going to come through it, and he's going to trespass on my legally rented property. Huh? Knowing Mr. Farrell, he'd be carrying a gun. Gun? Yeah, he's not going to have a chance to use it. You won't get hurt, Angel. Now, trust me. Just trust me.
Do I have a choice?
No. Stay down and shut up.
Shoot him, Jimmy! Shoot him!
Now, would somebody please tell me what this is all about?
Well, how about the unfortunate habit you have of trying to kill people?
Mr. Taggart?
Rockford, Jim Rockford. I was with Miss Genevieve when you made the second attempt on her life.
Now, wait a minute.
I'll handle this, Jim. Less than 24 hours ago, Miss Genevieve and Mr. Rockford reported 2 attempts on her life. On the second assault, she thought she recognized you.
Thought?
Well, she couldn't make a positive identification because she wasn't positive. It was dark.
It wasn't dark last night.
Will you wait your turn? Now, you and Miss Genevieve met at the airport. Do you remember?
Certainly, I remember. I just returned from Miami Beach. She came up and greeted me almost as if she anticipated my arrival.
I merely said hello to you, Mr. Farrell.
Why would that upset you?
Well, because I had just flown several thousand miles for nothing. Very privately, for the past year, I've been trying to buy an 1838 half-dollar from a private collection in Miami. I finally got the owner to agree to sell, flew down to consummate the deal, and discovered I'd been beaten to it by a competitor. There had to be a leak for anyone to move in there that fast.
And you thought it might have been Miss Genevieve?
Come on, Dennis, you don't believe that.
I'll believe what I hear when I get the facts.
Okay, these are the facts. Now, you don't have enough to get him for the attempt on Laurie, but there's plenty left over. There is breaking and entering, trespassing, carrying a concealed weapon, assault with intent to do bodily harm, attempted homicide, and you don't have to just take my word for it. Angel, back me up. Come on, Angel. Come on. He came through the window.
Yeah, he came through the window. The lights were out. You couldn't see nothing.
And then you said, shoot him, Jimmy.
It's a figure of speech.
Then I threw on the light switch.
Yeah, that's right. Jimmy threw on the light switch.
Now, you see, you got two eyewitnesses, Angel and me.
Not exactly two. You see, when the lights came on, well, we'd been in the dark for so long, it kind of blinded me, and I couldn't even see my hand. I swear somebody come in there, but who?
Well, in that case, may we discuss the charges I plan to bring against Mr. Rockford?
Jimmy, let me talk. Are you mad, huh?
You have a gift for understatement, Angel.
Well, what am I going to do? The guy's a killer. I mean, if I'm going to make somebody mad, it ain't going to be
Right
him.
to the wall with me, huh?
Well, you're looking at it the wrong way. You're looking at it like I chickened out, like I just dumped you.
Yeah, well, that's the way I'm looking at it.
Well, look, you come out of this free and clear. You're on record with the cops. That guy isn't going to dare make another run at you.
Why not? I filed a police report, you did your fold, and now he's walking away clean. So what's to stop him?
You know something? You're right. Later.
You all want more coffee?
No, thank you.
Defamation of character, resisting arrest. Why do you always come to me after the fact?
Because that's when I know I'm in trouble. Well, I'm sorry we got you up so early, Beth. Really.
No, that's all right. I'm just worried about what kind of a case he might be able to build against you.
It's academic. He's not going to let it go to court. He doesn't want me running around turning over a bunch of rocks to see what's going to crawl out. I can't cause him too much trouble if I'm dead.
You mean he threatened you? That's terrific.
It is?
Well, sure, then we've got something to counter with.
Well, he didn't threaten me. Beth, he is slick. He knows what he's doing.
Well, what about,
Laurie.
Laurie, did he threaten her?
He didn't have to. She's the bullseye.
Jim, I'm sorry I even got you into this. I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Don't you think it's about time you started to find out?
We're trying, Beth.
So, what's his background?
Solid, pure, and unsullied. You could take him home to Mother. Laurie, tell Beth about when you met Farrell at the airport the other night.
There isn't that much to tell. Jim, we've been through this before.
Let's go through it again.
Mr. Farrell got off the plane from Miami Beach. I recognized him, said hello, and just made some kind of a joke.
What joke?
Oh, just something about him being a regular. He got upset. And he lied.
About what?
Detroit. He said he had never been to Detroit, and I happened to have booked that flight.
Then it's got something to do with Detroit. What?
Don't look at me. I don't know.
Oh, that's a big help.
Well, Beth, thank you for the coffee and the counsel.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Not at all. Jim always knows he's welcome. I hope we'll be seeing more of you very soon, Laurie.
Thank you.
Jim.
Who is she? Oh, old fishing buddy.
Glad you could join me. I'm glad I could, too. We're just a quick trip out here. Personal, not business. Lord. You come here often?
Well, not on a regular basis. Nowhere on a regular basis.
You know, it's easy to fall into a pattern. I know a lot of people who do that. They're not even conscious of it. Tuesday night here, Wednesday night there. Someone wants to hit you for a fast 20, they know right where to find you.
Predictability is highly overrated. Kansas City always home base?
Oh, no. Still trying to get used to it. I'm booked out of here in an hour. I think starting out in New York spoiled me. I miss the actions. Not enough activity.
You remind me of myself, going back a few years.
I'll take that as a compliment. By the time I got my first job, I've heard about you. You're tops in the field.
Well, you're building yourself a very nice reputation. That's why I wanted to talk to you. You're young, And I think you have quite a future. I hate to see it cut short.
You're planning a trip to Kansas City.
And you know in advance. So you have an option.
It's nice of you.
Oh, I'd expect the same from you. Always read a man his rights. That's a responsibility.
I got the message.
Did you? Well, let me spell it out so we're both sure. I'm going to kill him. It's as simple as that. You turn your eyes, play hero, and you're dead too.
I knew we'd never be able to get official clearance. Airline policy's pretty strict, you know, and you get bogged down with a lot of red tape when you're dealing with the main office. With these passenger manifests, you know, they keep them about 27 hours. And then they have to forward them, microfilm them, and then they store them. Now listen, when she comes to give us the answer, don't you say a word, okay? You better let me do all the talking.
You are.
I must be nervous.
Well, don't be, at least not before lunch. Farrell seems to do all his hunting at night.
That's the darndest thing.
What?
You sure about the name?
Timson Farrell.
There's nothing, no record. You're sure you gave me the right dates?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Well, I can't explain it. Computer foul up or something.
Or something. Well, thank you.
Sorry, Laurie.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. That's impossible. I booked 2 of those flights myself. But if there's no record on the passenger manifest...
Then you better have a good memory. That's all we got going for us.
They don't have anything for Miami. They can make a request for an interlibrary loan, but that takes weeks.
Oh, that's all right. We can probably handle it with a phone call. You ever worked one of these?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of like patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time. You sure about the date?
Well, I can't pinpoint it, but I know it was the holiday weekend, so it has to be either the 10th or the 11th.
Oh, I'm into the classified ads for the 9th. Oh, here it is, the 10th. Mostly national, world, some local. I'll try the 11th.
Well, aren't you going to read the rest of the paper? That's only the front page.
Nobody gets as nervous as Farrell or as desperate over something that's going to be hidden in the back pages. Whatever he's into, there's going to be headline stuff. City councilman still in trouble? So's the world. And so are we. Nothing on the 11th.
But I'm sure, Jim, it's either the 10th or the 11th.
Which wouldn't make the paper until the 11th or 12th. Bingo.
What is it?
Detroit, the 12th of this month. Arnold Freeling, 1 shot to the head. Assailant unknown, no leads. The 30th of last month, St. Louis, Louis Garone. His car was run off the road. He and the muscle he had with him were both shot. What'd you pick up out of Miami Beach?
Herman Keitel, night before last. Multiple bullet wounds. Had a big chunk of the action in Miami Beach. What do you think he's got to do with the others?
Freeling, Garone, and Keitel were connected. They were all scheduled to appear before the Senate Subcommittee on Organized Crime. I think that they were all killed by Timson Farrell.
Why? I mean, why do you think Farrell did it?
Remember what happened at the airport? He didn't care that I knew who he was. He only cared that I knew where he had been and when.
These killings were bound to be linked together sooner or later. They were bound to make the L.A. papers. When they did, he couldn't take the chance that Lori would find out about it, put it all together, and do something. They're like talk. So he tried to take her off.
Which we can't prove.
He tried to take me off, too, which we can't prove. But you got my word for it. I saw him. And he shoots like he's not out of practice.
Isn't there something you can do, Sergeant?
I can't arrest him, but I sure could ask him some questions.
Okay, you stay here. Leave the keys in the ignition. Just in case anything goes sour, you take off.
Well, I can't just leave you.
If you don't, who's going to call the cops to back us up?
I'll ask the questions.
Of course.
I mean it. In fact, you ought to wait in the car.
I'm not going to say a word, Dennis, all right?
Sergeant Becker, I'd like to see Mr. Farrell, please.
I'm sorry, he's not in.
But they told us at the coin shop that he left for home.
Well, he was home, but he left about 15 minutes ago.
Any idea where we might find him?
No, I'm afraid not.
Does he have a desk calendar, something we might check?
Mr. Farrell is a very private man. I wouldn't know about any desk calendar or anything else. You'll have to talk to him.
Not a word, huh?
Well, you know how it is, Dennis. Thought pops into your head, it just comes out.
Well, there's nothing we can do but wait until he comes back. I'll come by later, keep checking the coin shop. I wonder where he went.
Yeah, maybe he went out to kill somebody.
The airport?
The airport. He had a 15-minute lead on us. We might have missed him.
You think he'd cut it that close?
Well, he wouldn't want to hang around in here. He'd want to be in and out fast.
We're not even sure he headed for the airport. We could be parking at the moon.
This guy's got a pattern, Dennis. This fits.
I got it. A Conair flight 253 to Chicago. Leaves in 5 minutes.
Where's Conair?
Way down the other end.
Hey, wait a minute. Can we page him from here?
Yeah, why?
I want to put a chink in his armor. Everyone's got nerves, even Farrell.
What am I supposed to say to him?
Nothing. He won't answer.
Mr. Farrell, Mr. Timson Farrell, please pick up the white courtesy telephone. Mr. Timson Farrell.
Airport security, stop their van!
Hi, young lady! I read you right? Hold it, police!
You all right, mister?
He shot him. He just shot him.
Oh, boy, it could be anywhere.
Now, let's split up.
Do you have a gun?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Then you could cover me.
There you go.
Nail him, Jim!
You okay, buddy?
Hey, Jimbo, you want to grab me those chips back there?
I gotta go pick you up. I gotta drive you over here. I gotta get some pillows to put your little foot up. And I gotta get you your chips. You know, you're getting a lot of mileage out of that, Dennis.
Well, the doc told me to stay off of it. Besides, it hurts.
Oh, come on. It's only a flesh wound.
That close to the bone. Well, what do you know? You didn't even read the medical report. But I'm not complaining. It could have been a lot worse. He had me pinned down. Could have taken me out permanently.
Yeah, I know. I was there, Dennis.
Yeah, you were there. Hey, Laura, you didn't have to go through all this trouble, you know.
Sure she did. We're big heroes.
Well, you can laugh about it, but I owe you a lot more than lunch.
Well, as a matter of fact.
Well, what are you talking about? You made me a big man department. Got me a contract killer, DOA.
And one alive and talking.
Isn't it strange that Mr. Farrell wasn't armed?
Well, he would have been once he got to Kansas City. Hard to get a gun through those metal detectors at the airport. He could have bought whatever he needed wherever he landed.
Well, who is this Timpson Farrell, anyway? I thought he had something to do with rare coins.
He does.
And he killed people for a living?
And used his coin shop as a cover. His last contract was a big one, the 4 men that were scheduled to appear before the Senate subcommittee. The Cali family didn't want them talking, so he hired Farrell to see that they didn't.
Herman Keitel, Louis Garone, and Arnold Freeling. Who was the fourth man?
Kansas City big shot. You know the guy that hit Dennis at the airport, Richard Steeler? Was his bodyguard.
Well, how did he know what Mr. Farrell was going to do?
Well, Mr. Farrell went by the rules. He read him his rights. He told him there was a contract out on his boss. He had a choice. He could turn his back on the hit or buy the contract himself.
Well, I think that's taking a big chance. Isn't that asking to be shot?
Well, it usually works. There are a lot of live bodyguards and very little executive talent.
Well, anyways, I'm sure glad it's all over.
Me too. And I don't feel that saying thank you is really enough. Jim, you do this for a living. I'd like to pay you.
Oh, no. He wouldn't think of it. No.
Well...
No, really, I would feel better.
No, you're a neighbor. He wouldn't take money from a neighbor, would you, Sonny?
Well, it's not so much the fee as the out-of-pocket expenses.
Yeah, see? He wouldn't think of it. Anytime. Really, anytime at all. Ain't that right, Sonny?
That better be a great steak.